Okay, up in the ante here a little bit on solving radical equations. Getting a little bit tougher. Okay. This says the product of 8 times some number, the product of 8x raised to the 4/3 power plus 44 equals 300. Okay? So, ideas.
Subtract 44 first.
Subtract 44 first, that would be fine, but then what are we going to do then?
Take it times 3. Yeah, raise to the 3/4 power.
Very interesting. Okay? The other class did not do that first. I will show that one, and I'll have to show the other one on the other slide. Okay? These guys said subtract 44. And if you did not see this way, that's fine. I'm going to show you another way that maybe you were thinking. So they subtracted 44 from both sides. And then they decided to raise both sides to the 3/4 power. They raised both sides to the 3/4 power. Because when you raise a power to a power, you multiply those powers together, and 4/3 times 3/4 is 1. So really they cancel each other out. And you just have what left over on this side? 8x. Okay? Now 256 to the 3/4 power.
It's not nice.
Going to have to get out a calculator. And your calculator says 64. So 64. That's it. Okay. You'd get a B. Even this would get you a B. Plus or minus y.
Oh, because it would have been
The 3/4 power is really a 4th root of this cube, right? Raising something to the 3/4 power is really the 4th root of whatever 256 to the 3rd is. So you're taking the 4th root of a huge positive number. And when you take even roots of positive numbers, how many solutions are there? Two. Okay? Some people doing the problem this way forget that when they raise this to the 3/4 power, they are doing an even root of a positive number. An even root of a positive number would always give you 2 possible answers, even though the calculator just says 64. Then when you divide both sides by 8, positive 64 divided by 8 is still 8, but negative 64 divided by 8 would be a negative 8. So you'd need your plus or minus right there. Okay? This is the way I prefer to do it because it's a little bit shorter, but I know that when I raise this to the 3/4 power, I'm actually doing an even root of a positive number, so there's 2 solutions. Now, if you raise it to the 2/3 power, would there be 2 solutions? No, because the 2/3 power is what type of root? An odd root, a cube root. And odd roots always just have the one answer. So you can just use whatever your calculator tells you. So you got to be careful doing it this way. You got to understand that you are really doing a 4th root. Okay? Now, let's say you don't know that you can remember that, or you're a little bit unsure. Okay, because you never see a radical. Now, boy, that's different than the other ones. All the other problems we've done have had radical symbols in them. Okay? which is fine. So if you like the radical symbols, you like seeing the radical symbols, then how about we just change this to a radical? So we're working just like all the other problems I did before this. Is it going to take a couple more steps? Yes. But if it makes sense for you to do it this way, and you're going to get it right, then let's do it. Right? 8x to the 4/3 could be written how? With radicals. Cube root
of
8x to the 4th, right? So cube root. Do I need parentheses?
So you reverse like you raise something to the third power, can you reduce it, like reverse it with a cube root?
Yes. Now let's go from here. What do you think we need to do first? Subtract the 44, right? Now what? Raise both sides to the third power, or cube both sides because you want to get rid of the cube root, right? So we'll raise this to the third power, raise this to the third power. So now I have 8x to the 4th equals
16.
how's my memory? Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
I think it's at 4th.
Very good. Now I have 8x raised to the 4th power equals that huge number. Well, how do you get rid of a 4th power? You do the 4th root, right? So now I'm going to 4th root both sides. Well, this way you can see yourself now doing an even root of a big number. So you actually see the radical symbol. You see the even root. Okay? Now, again, if you don't know that even roots of positive gives you two solutions, you're going to make the same error doing it this way as you did on the previous one. Okay? But some people are better when they see the even root, they go, oh yeah, two answers. Okay? So when you type in the 4th root of that huge number on your calculator, yeah, it's still going to give you 64, but because you saw you were doing an even root, a lot of people remember the plus or minus a little bit better there. So 8x equals plus or minus 64, and then x equals plus or minus 8. So two different ways to do the same problem. I like the other way better just because it's faster, but you got to remember the plus or minus part of it. Okay? When you do an when you do an even root of a positive number. So if your denominator 3/4 power, two solutions. 5/6 power, two solutions. 3/5 power, one solution. All depends on what type of radical it would be. Okay? Questions on that problem? How's my time?
8.
8:50. Okay, I got time for one more on this one yet. So x plus 5. 2x plus 5, x plus 7. 2x plus 5, x plus 7. 2x plus 5, Okay. Another type of problem you're going to see, maybe square roots on both sides. Ones like this are actually very simple. If I had the square root of something equals the square root of something, just do what to both sides? Square both sides, and then you don't have any square roots anymore. That's a simple algebra. Linear algebra. So square this side, square this side. 2x plus 5 equals x plus 7. Square roots are gone. Now you solve it like you did in algebra 1. Subtract x from both sides, gives me x. Subtract 5 from both sides, gives me 2. Skipping some steps there, guys, but I'll show my work. I think you can follow. I subtracted x from both sides, so minus x, 2x minus 1x just gives me x. And then I want to get my numbers on this side, so I want a minus 5 gives me the 2. Okay? A small variation to that problem, let's say they put both radicals on the same side of the equal sign. Move one of them. If I put radicals on the same side of the equal sign and they're not like terms, I can't add them together. Why can't I subtract these? What's not the same? The stuff under the radical. Okay? If this was the square root of 2x plus 5 plus the square root of 2x plus 5, could I add them together? Yeah. But they're not, so I can't add them together. Okay? I got radicals on the same, or I got two different radicals on the same side of the equal sign. Fine, move one of them over to the other side. So I would add the square root of x plus 7 to both sides because that would get rid of it right here. That becomes 0. It's gone. And so now I have the square root of 2x plus 5 equals the square root of x plus 7. And now you would do what?
Same thing.
Just like you did up here. Square both sides. Okay? All right, go ahead and pause it.